The work isn't just the physical rebuilding process, it's also the emotional process of recovering after the trauma. For Keith Thompson, the flood was just the beginning of his heartaches over the past year.
My mom and dad were in this room in water 30-some inches deep for 5 hours, maybe 5.5 hours before they finally got out of here. My dad passed away right here. I mean, this is where my dad took his last breath. And many times my mother had said to me, because my dad had Alzheimer's, many times my mother said to me that I want to live one day longer than your dad, because nobody will take care of him like I did. And to the last breath in that man's body, she did.
The days after the flood were somewhat of a blur for Keith.
We were so busy that, you didn't have time to think about it. It took 11 days to get my dad buried. And in that time frame, I mean, this place was ripped apart, and there was 15, 20 feet piles of furniture and drywall and everything that was in here basically piled up in the front yard. And, you're so busy, and there's so many people that are in and out, and so many people coming by. Just the sheer number of people that came by to help. Yeah, I walked in here one day, and there was about 15 people in this house, and I didn't know the first one of them. They just showed up. What can we do to help? It restores your faith in humanity. And through all of this mess that hit this little town and all the other areas, and I think a lot of people will say the same thing. This state and the people that are from around here, we still care a lot for each other. We may have fought our own wars, but we still, people still care for each other.
Keith wanted the house restored for his mother, Gerda. He remembers watching her sit in the driveway as almost 50 years' worth of her items were thrown out.
I said, and Mom was sitting over there in that white wicker chair underneath the carport, and I said, if that lady right there can spend one night in this house, it's all worth it. And she did. She was here for about a month. She liked it. It was home. And I think all in all, she liked how everything turned out. My mother left this earth peacefully at about 10 minutes after 9 on October 28th. And I was calling a football game. And, which I thought was appropriate. I wasn't with her, but she heard it. Because a wonderful nurse up there named Nikki took her cell phone and put it in my mother's room and turned on the stream. And the last thing was me calling the game. I know what it's like to be alone. I mean, you can have a husband, you can have a wife, you can have children, but until you do not have a parent, you do not know what it's like to be on this earth alone, by yourself.
Keith says he not only lost both of his parents, but he also lost his biggest supporters. They were proud to hear their son on the radio.
Man, it dawned on me that, they're not here. They're not listening to this one. But you just go on and do your job and do to the best of your ability.
So for Keith, this past year meant saying goodbye to his father and his mother, and now his childhood home. His parents' house is up for sale. The radio they used to listen to remains in an almost brand new kitchen, along with Gerda's white wicker chair, where she sat when we first met her. But Keith says the place just isn't a home without his parents. You can hear this story and more on the Inside Appalachia podcast. It's available on wvpublic.org or wherever you get your podcasts. That's Inside Appalachia. Get the podcast and you can listen on your own time.